was still nothing. In their eyes, I was both nothing and everything, all wrapped up into one. Human. Special. But unable to grasp my own uniqueness because of my imperfect creation. Nothing, I chanted under my breath. I am nothing. My black over-the-knee boots clicked against the concrete as I made my way toward the light, the only light in the room peeking out from the grand doorway. I'd chosen to wear black leggings with a wraparound cream sweater, hoping that if I covered enough of myself it would look humble, but not so humble that I didn't at least try to look nice for my meeting. I'd never been the most secure girl in the world. Then again, how could I have confidence when every day of my life my mom had repeated that same mantra in my head? You are nothing. I felt, rather than saw, a hand touch my back. I gasped at the contact. A slight warm tingle ran down my neck. Sorry, a man said to my right. I couldn't see him yet, but his voice sounded like a soothing melody, causing me to almost sway on my feet. I forget how fragile humans can be. I nodded. It's okay. This way. The pressure from his hand wasn't necessarily painful, but it wasn't pleasant either. Almost like an electric current was passing from his body into mine. I'd heard that it was nearly impossible to turn off certain powers. It would be like me trying to tell my heart to stop beating. Once I was through the door, I looked around. It was magnificent. The floor was a dark black marble. The walls had sconces that I'm sure at one point held torches, before electricity. 2 large doors stood in my way. I could feel the power on the other side. The room practically sang with it. Do not speak, the man said to my right. Finally, I glanced up and closed my mouth immediately. What does a perfectly healthy 25-year-old say to someone who has no eyes? Only dark spots where eyes once were. Not to mention, his mouth wasn't moving, yet he was speaking. I knew what he was. Fear isn't welcome here. He spoke again, this time rubbing my back as if to comfort me. But his mouth still didn't move. Regardless of the knowledge in my head about this type of creature, I was still having trouble breathing. This was really happening. My number had been called. I was at the ceremony. My life was going to change forever. To run away would mean death. To take a few more steps, well, it meant the same thing, especially if I didn't please them. I tugged at my sweater, my palms sweating. You look lovely. Just remember, no fear. You are nothing. You are everything. You are simply you. He nodded again, and the 2 oak doors opened. A gasp escaped between my lips before I could stop it. They have that effect on everything, he whispered. And then the lights brightened. All the schooling in the world couldn't have prepared me for what I saw. All the pictures, all the movies, all the preparation. And suddenly, I wanted very much to fall to my knees and cry. Chapter 2. Genesis. Go on, the man urged. I took another step forward, and suddenly, he was gone. The door shut behind me. I was completely and utterly alone. Facing them. Was I allowed to look directly at them? Was I supposed to speak? I had no idea what the protocol was, only that if I broke it, I wouldn't even feel pain before they sliced me up and tossed my parts back to where I'd come from. I held my head high and waited, all the while repeating the same mantra in my head. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm everything. Genesis. A smooth voice called my name. It was so beautiful on his lips I wanted to cry again, and I'd never thought myself an overly emotional person. One of the only things why my mom had applauded me. Slowly, I turned to the left. A man dressed in dark jeans and a white t-shirt stood from a silver throne. His hair was impossibly light, almost white, his eyes a glowing blue. He was smiling. It looked painful on him. Only because it was so beautiful. Fear isn't welcome here. He'd repeated the same thing the man had before. Apologies, sir. Or was it my lord? I couldn't remember and hoped it wouldn't be the last thing I uttered.